to our channel. It's Gemma here today with the Sims 4 video. This is the next instalment of my Building Newcrest series, where I'm going to be creating something to go on every single lot in the new world called Newcrest. So the first one I did a little starter home, and this one I decided to go big and fancy and have done a massive 3-storey townhouse. It's ended up being a lot bigger and a lot fancier than I had intended, but I do really like how it's going so far. Because it is such a big build, I've decided that I'm probably going to do this in several parts. So this first video is building the exterior and the rooms. The next episode will be decorating and furnishing, and then I might also do a third episode or part that is landscaping the garden of it. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to go yet, but it's definitely going to be at least 2 parts. So as you can see, I've put a big bay window in at the front, and then the room on the other side is similar proportions, but obviously is missing the bay window. So I suppose this build is a little bit Georgian inspired, which is my favourite architectural period, probably because they liked a lot of symmetry and I like that too. So yeah, so here I'm just getting the layout sorted. It doesn't actually go back too far, this house, but obviously it goes up, so you do end up with an awful lot of rooms. And to begin with, I didn't really know what I was going to do with them all. I don't tend to make really big houses usually, so this was quite a challenge. I think this is probably the fanciest build I've ever attempted. Yeah, so it's, a tricky one, but I think the exterior so far, I really like how it's turned out, as you'll see sort of towards the end of this episode. There are a few bits where I've sort of jumped a little bit along in this video, because I was struggling with stuff and sort of faffing around working out what trims and things I wanted, so I thought I'd just cut that out because you don't really want to see that. I struggle massively with doing roofs, and this one took me a few attempts and trying to rotate things round and getting them right size and all that sort of thing, so I cut all of that out, so you just get to see the finished roof. Where this plot is located, there's actually 2 other plots that are identical size and shape either side of it. So I thought what I would do is actually make 3 almost identical houses. So it's going to be a road full of townhouses with maybe a shop and a community lot or something either end of that. So yeah, what I should be doing is basically moving this house and changing sort of the exterior colour. Might change the layout slightly. I think one of them I'd quite like to put a basement in, although I'm not really sure what I shall put in there at the moment. But yeah, it's going to be a row of houses that were all built at the same time, basically, is the idea. Excuse me. You'll notice at some points through the video I spin round and have a look at these sort of the pre-made backdrop houses. And they're all very fancy and very traditional looking, so I'm trying to keep my builds within that theme so they look like they belong in that area, sort of thing. I think this kind of works. It probably should just be plain render or sidings, I think, to sort of truly fit in with the others. As you can see there, they've got sort of quite smooth and plain exteriors in terms of sort of the texture or the render. So yeah, I put some, what are these called? I can't remember what they were called. Finials? Is that the word? Around the edges to add some detail. But that ended up being quite tricky because where I had the balconies, it wasn't placing it, but I found that if you delete that section after you've put your trims around, that's the word, trims, and replace it, then the trim goes round properly. So if you're having that problem, try that and hopefully that will sort it out. Also had trouble getting these stairs to go in, so I cut a little section out here of me trying to fiddle about with that. The stairs Another thing that don't seem to place properly in this game, although I've always found stairs difficult. I think that it's easier in The Sims 4 than it was in The Sims 3, but sometimes you sort of have to come out of this, like the stair tool, and then go back into it, and then it seems to work properly. Sorry about my voice, I've got a little bit of a cold at the moment, and it's gone a bit croaky. I think that's pretty much all I've got to say about this section of the build anyway. So I shall put a little bit of music on whilst you watch the rest of it. This build will be available to download from the Sims 4 gallery once I've finished it, once it's completely furnished and the outside is done. So keep an eye out for that. If you would like to download it or anything else that I have created on The Sims, then if you type in the hashtag Catius Crayon into like the search bar, all of my creations will come up. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye!